Hi folks, team, we're going to talk a little bit more about Mondays and just specifically how our department is using it. So in our day-to-day workflow, this is one of the first softwares that you should open when you come in for your shift. When you come in for your shift, you want to open all the software you'll be using throughout the day. Then you want to come in here and get into your Mondays when it's time during your daily workflow. And when you do find that it's like time to get into Mondays, the first area you need to go to is My Week. So My Week pulls everything that's been given a due date and that has been assigned to you. Keep this in mind if you're assigning tasks to people, that if you don't put a due date, it will not appear on My Week. And if you don't assign them to it, it won't appear on their week. So this is going to give you a quick overview of everything that might be past due in previous weeks, things that were due earlier this week, and then things that are due today, and things that are upcoming. This should help keep you focused on the tasks that are most important to accomplish right now. Now, for example, you can see that I'm got a few here that are showing as past due. This also helps me keep on track. For example, this is a task I did finish, so I can actually just go in here and mark it as done and close that out. This one I also finished, so I'm just gonna go in, mark it as done. This one I'm noticing, and for example, I know that I'm working on it and I'm just waiting on someone else to get back to me, so I'll leave it on there. Let's see, as I'm looking through a few of these, we finished them today, but for example, yesterday I was hoping to get a chance to work with Rachel in organizing the restaurant retail program. I didn't get a chance to. I don't want to just ignore this. What I want to do is say to myself, when do I actually have time in my schedule this week to do this? Earlier today, I already thought that, and I realized that this coming Friday will present a perfect opportunity. So I'm just going to move it to this date. Now, anytime you're moving a date, you want to make sure, if you're a communications associate, that you're checking in with one of your managers just to make sure, yes, it's okay to push that date back. So what you can do is, for example, Lauren and I wanted to do this yesterday. I can click here. I can open the pulse in the board. I can say, at Lauren, is it okay if I push this back to next Monday? Because I am thinking, well, she works that day, maybe we can both do it, she's my manager. Okay, update that, and then I'll wait to hear back. Then you can head back to My Week and keep the flow going so that you're accomplishing everything you need to do. If something says today, it means that we're either expecting that you're going to do it today, or that today's the due date and you've already been working on it. So for example, today, Brooke and I sent this. It's all done and it pops off of my board. Alexis and I just had this meeting today, all done, and it pops off of my board. So it's great to go through your day here and the coming day so that I know tomorrow I need to allocate time to get some of these tasks done. Then I go over to, after I finished my week, and I feel really good about that. The next thing I want to do is check my inbox. So the inbox is where I have messages from other people who are working on tasks, and we want to keep the flow going. So for example, on this task, Lauren has been looking into purchasing a small step ladder for the kiosk. So she sent me the link to see if this one works. That one to me looks great. It's from Costco, from Target. It's $44. And then that gives me the opportunity as a manager to say, I'm asking her if there's something perhaps less expensive at Target or Amazon. I'm replying to it, Now that I've replied to it, I can just check mark because it doesn't make the task go away. It just means that we're keeping the task flowing. So you can treat the inbox not as a task list like my week is, but more as like a messaging inbox where you can see where we're progressing on different projects. After you've gone through your inbox and cleaned that all out, then that's when, if you have time left in your day, you can go to search everything and you can type in your name. What this does is this pulls from all of the boards in Mondays and puts everything in one place for you. So for example, there's 165 things assigned to me or that I'm part of on Mondays right now. So I can go through and take a look and kind of wrap my head around what's coming up, what's been done, what will need to be done, and if there's any projects that I can start working on or getting a move on, then I can start working on those. Down here you can see it kind of drops off because there's so many, and if you want these to open, then you can just click here, for example. This is also gonna allow for you to notice if there's anything that perhaps you didn't assign a person or a priority or a date to. So for example, needing to reformat the new to finish menu, I'm actually working on it today and it is due by Thursday. So I can just add that date. And what that does is it will pull it to my week. And so that when I go in to look at my week, I see the upcoming now, the to finish menu has been added. So it's just a way by going back into see everything that you're on will allow you to keep kind of on task with those things. One thing that we really want to emphasize is that if something is initiated on Mondays, we want to keep the flow going with Mondays. So just like Lauren had initiated, I had initiated with her on Mondays to find a step ladder. She reinitiated with her options and I reinitiated back with my feedback. And we want to keep that going until she lets me know that that item or that task has been complete. We don't want her to, for example, in the middle of that, send me a message back that says something on email that's like, hey Amanda, check out these options. Or we don't want her to then go to Slack and be starting a whole new thread in a private message that might get lost. We just want to try as much as we can to keep everything attached to that one task or that one item. That also allows other people who are participating on projects to see the status of them. So, for example, on all of these items, like buying wood cuts for these sandwich boards we're working on, I can go in and see, you know, any questions that she had about that, answer her quickly back. You always want to be re-engaging with the person who has assigned that to you or who is your cohort. So, for example, if I've assigned Lauren as a point person and then Alexis as the secondary person, that means I'm expecting them to work together in a team on a project. That's probably enough for now. Stay tuned for more Mondays info and tips.